Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture EC8652 wireless communication, today we are going to discuss the topic classification of equalizer. So, in this equalizer technique, we are divided into two different major types. Number one, linear equalization and non-linear equalization. In non-linear equalization, we are using the different algorithm, that is a decision feedback equalization and maximum likelihood symbol detection, that is a MLSD, and maximum likelihood sequence estimation, MLSSE. So the maximum likelihood symbol detection and the sequence estimations are combined with the transverse channel estimator, and the decision feedback equalizer is one of the transverse and lattice. The linear equalization must also divided into two different structures, that is a transverse and lattice. So these are the transverse structures are optimized to the following algorithm, that is a zero forcing and algorithm, least mean square algorithm, regressive algorithm, fast regressive least square algorithm, square root routing algorithm. Now let us we are move to the linear transverse equalization. So in this equalization we are using the linear equalization methodology. First of all, the equalization structure is a linear equalization. They are designed with finite impulse response, that is a FIR filter. They are known as a linear transverse filter, LTF. It compares of the trapped delay lines with symbol period apart as shown on the diagram. The linear equalization try to reduce the ISI distortion generated by the mobile channels. In case if a equalizer is not present at the receiver output, then the noise available would be more compared to presence of equalizer unit. Such availability of more noise is known as a noise enhancement, but by providing the linear equalizer at the receiver end of the communication system, we minimize or reduce the noise enhancement and produce the flat frequency response of for overall system and reduce the ISI distortions. Now let us we are move to the linear transverse equalization method. It is made of tapped delay lines with a tapping space a symbol period Ts apart from. The transfer function can be written as function of delay operator. Assume that the delay elements have the unity gain and delay, that is a symbol duration of the linear equalization method. So the y of t is a modulated output signal is coming to the error signal in the different symbol of the time period. It is one of the delayed element of the different clock of different time period symbol. Now the two main algorithms are understanding the linear equalization, that is one is a zero forcing algorithm, second one mean square error linear equalization algorithm. So next one, in linear equalization method, the two main advantages of lattice equalization, that is number one, numerical stability, faster convergence. The unique structure also dynamic assignment of most effective length when the channel is not very time dispersive, only fraction of the stages are used. Second one, the channel becomes more time dispersive. The length can be increased without stopping the operations. And then the drawback of it more complicated than the linear transverse equalization technique. Now let us the linear equalizer do not perform well channels which have the deep spectral nulls in the passband. In attempt to compensate the distortions, the linear equalizer places too much gain in the spectral nulls, thereby enhancing the noise presence in the frequency. The nonlinear equalizer is used in the applications where the channel distortion is to serve for several linear to handle the three very effective nonlinear equation, that is a decision feedback equation, maximum likelihood symbol detection, and maximum likelihood symbol sequence estimation. Now let us move to the decision feedback equation. The idea of the decision feedback equation here, when compared to the linear equalization, the nonlinear equalization technique provides the less noise effect, but the cost paid for achieving the less noise present of the some amount of ISA distractions. In this linear nonlinear equalization methodology of this maximum likelihood or decision feedback equalization method, it can be said that the linear equalizer does not provide the minimum noise enhancement but a good reduction of the ISI distraction only with random time varying nature channels. Hence, this non-linear structure were given important and decision feedback equation under it provide minimum noise enhancement at the cost of the some amount of ISI distraction in the system. So, this structure we can see the decision feedback equalization method. Here the optimum sense it reduces the probability of sequence error. It mainly need prior knowledge about the channel characteristics of the channel. It can be calculated the necessity measurement or to make the appropriate decisions. An adaptive matcher filter is used in this nonlinear structure, it which operate on continuous time signal, but the channel estimator and unit and the mean least square equalization depends on non-linear sample of the operations. The ultimate goal of this non-linear structure of equalizer to reduce the noise enhancement. So the decision feedback filter, the problem of noise enhancement in linear equalizer can reduce and the system performance can be improved by implementing the non-linearity into the system design. This is achieved by applying the decision feedback equalizer. The decision feedback equalizer unit make uses the decision made on previous data symbols to cancel out ISI distraction that may affect the decision on the present symbol. So the DFT try to minimize the noise enhancement level. Now what are the output of DFE? The Q of T or Q of Z include the zero force or mean square like equalization. These two filter Q of Z and P of Z play very important role to achieve the goal of minimize the noise enhancement problem. The forward filter will act as a ISI and the sample of the entire system response with occur prior to present time period. On the other hand, the sample of the entire system response which occur after the present time period. The feedback filter is causal filter because it operate on the past decision made on the symbol. So the P of Z is equal to summation of k is equal to 1 to m. So here the mean square error of decision feedback equalization E of n whole square into m, that is a minimum of the error signal. So it is aim to cancel the post ISI effect before the forward filter aim to equalize the ISI effects. The two DFE understand the nonlinear equalizer or zero force in decision feedback equation and mean square decision square feedback equation are used in the communication system. Now let us move to the maximum likelihood sequence estimation. So in this equalization technique, the maximum sequence estimation based on linear equalizer or optimum with respect to the criterion of minimum probability of symbol error when the channel does not introduce any amplitude distortions. Yet, this is perceive the conditions in which an equalizer is needed for mobile communication link. In this MLSG uses various form of the classical maximum likelihood receiver structure. It tests all possible data sequence rather than decoding the each receiver symbol by itself, and chooses the data sequence with the maximum probability as the output. A channel impulse response simulator is usually within the algorithm. So drawback of this algorithm, it usually has a large computational requirement, especially when the delay spread of the channel is large. Now let us move to the maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalization type of structure. The matched filters to feedback through the error signals and the input signal to the maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalization method. So the delay of the signal will be calculated the channel estimator, and the delay is a time dispersive. There is a delay dispersion of each individual signal of the output signal. Now in this maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalization can be viewed as a problem in estimating the state of discrete time finite state machine. The channel has m stages where m is the size of the symbol, that is a alphabetic of modulation. The m trellis is used by the receiver to model the channel over the time. The Viterbi algorithm then track the state of the channel by the path through the trellis. The maximum likelihood sequence is optimal in the sense that is minimize the probability of the sequence error. Now we can move to the factors determining the performance of an algorithm. The computational complexity, that is a simple or complex, the number of operations required to make one complex iteration of the algorithm. The numerical properties, it is stable or not. When an algorithm is implemented numerically, inaccuracies are produced due to round of noise and represented error in the computer. These kind of errors influencing the stability of the algorithm, and also the practical consideration of for choosing the equalizer structure and its algorithm. First one is the cost of the computing platform, that is upgradable or not, especially when used in user equipment. Second one, power budget, that is a power limited applications or helps. So in portable radio applications, battery drain at the subscriber unit is a pre-amount considerations. The third one, the radio propagation characteristics, that is a fast and time delay spread signals. The speed of the mobile unit determine the channel's fading rate and Doppler spread, which is directly related to the concurrent time of the channel. Thank you for watching this video.